Hi guys, and welcome back to Tea Time with Livvy.
Tea time with Livvy. Tea time with Livvy.
I hope you're all okay, because I'm most definitely fucking not. I have literally, if you've been watching me TikToks, I've had a hard ass 5 days. I feel like people who have got a fella who fishes will be able to resonate with this video, because that is what I'm going to be talking about on this episode. I'm going to be talking about my fishing trip with George. Honestly, I just think I think my fishing days are over. There was a time in my life where I actually really enjoyed it, but we used to go to like fisheries where you can actually only stay for like 3 days, so that was like perfect for me. I don't mind a little 2 night edge ago, do you know what I mean? But this time it took me to fucking 3 hours away by London on a fishing lake called Linear. The girls that get it. Linear is not somewhere you want to stay. Google Linear. It is known for its rats, for one. Like, honest to God, it is so bad. So I've had a traumatic week. If you've seen me TikTok, I got hooked by a fishing hook and it went right in. Like, it wasn't just a little bit of fucking, like, it was terrible. Even the doctor said I had to go to the hospital and everything. Oh my God. It's just been traumatic. Then me and George were just arguing because he just blanked, if you know what that means. It means that he didn't catch an actual fucking fish. He just caught me. So he was just in a bad mood, which just put me in a bad mood. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to share this with TikTok. And people found humour in my trauma. So the night before we leave, George is like, we're getting up at 4 a.m. We're leaving, so we get there so we can get a good peg, blah, 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 blah. And then he turned around and said to me, then we've just started, like, it wasn't even over that, it was over something completely different. We started arguing. I'm like, I'm not going, I'm not coming with you, I'm not being stuck in a tent with you for 5 days. So then I actually haven't done this for ages. I pretended to leave the house. I was like, I'm going to my mum's, and I shut the back door thing, and I stood there like in the dark with the dog on my hand, thinking he's going to come in now and check if I've gone, and he did. And then he was like, just get into bed. So then my alarm went off at 4, and I just snoozed it, thinking I'd just wake up. I never. So then we ended up waking up late. I do not know, but there was some sort of bad omen over us. So we woke up at like 8 o'clock, and he was like, there's no fucking point in going now. And I was like, oh my God, like, I just can't cope with like how angry and stressed he gets when it comes to fishing. So I'm like, oh my God, there's a point in going. So we finally set off. Bear in mind, guys, this is a 3-hour drive, which is a long time to be stuck in a fucking sweaty van. Can I just say as well, this van has only just had its windows fixed. So for over a year, George's worky fan, his windows would not come down, like they wouldn't open. So during the summers, you're stuck in this like sweat box of a van. The aircon's shite. It's not even cold air, just blows warm air at you. But thank God we had windows. Otherwise, honestly, I don't know how I would have survived. So we get to the fishery finally after driving all that time. I've got the dog with me as well. Bear in mind, Buddy comes with us, and then it always comes to the setup time. Oh my God, where you have to get everything out the van. And you don't realise how much fishing gear these men have. It's actually fucked. Like, I watched George sit there playing with like little things, little niddly things, and like doing like rigs and tying knots. And I just think it's so funny how you have that much patience with a fucking piece of string. But when it comes to me, you're an absolute hothead, honestly. Like, it's just mad. I wish I was watching him thinking, when he does all of his stuff, I actually think, like, it's, how are you so interested in this, but you've got the attention span of a goldfish? Like, what the fuck? So then he always loves to throw this shout out at me when we get there. It happens every single trip when we're unloading the van. You're so lazy. You're so lazy. What do you want me to fucking do? Bench press a fucking absolute huge bivvy. You should see the size of the bivvy we've got, and set it up on my own like I'm fucking Bear Grylls. Honest to God, like, what do you want me to do? I help you as much as I can, but like, it's your thingy. I'm sorry, but I do 90, in fact, I do 100% of the things at home. I do the cleaning, I do the cooking, I do everything. So when we come fishing, how are you still expecting me to get my hands dirty? Like, it's your fucking turn to get them fucking cup of teas on, do you know what I mean? Anyway, so we're bickering, trying to set this absolute huge tent up. We finally get her up, but then the pole snapped. It's honestly like a whole thing. Not one thing went right for us this whole trip. And then I actually did go and get the bed chairs out the van and put them up myself. He was like, see, you can do it. You can do it. And I was like, I know I can do it, but I shouldn't have to do it. Like, ugh, but they just don't get it, do they? And then we're chilling, okay? We finally set up. He's fishing, but I don't know what happened to George this trip, but he just kind of, like, he actually is good at fishing. Every time we go, he will catch a fish. But this trip, he just had like a full on, like, his head just fell off. Like, I just do not know. Like, he was just doing like the most stupidest things, getting like little things wrong. And then he was like getting like, I'm not going to lie to you. Usually when we go fishing, we don't really like smoke at all. Like, we don't smoke at all. But when we go fishing, we'll take a little something to calm the nerves, you know what I mean? And this time we never. And it was the worst fucking mistake I ever made in my whole life, because I said to him, look at you. I said, if you had a little bit of something now, you'd be nice and chill. If something went wrong, you wouldn't be wanting to snap your rods and off. So that is a mistake I'll never make. But then I think we were a little bit scared this time to take like a little fucking joint or whatever, because last time we went fishing, we had these gummies. Now, I'll tell you this story as well. Wow, this is bad. So usually it's fine. You have a little bit of a little smoke and it's not bad at all. Like, you just chilled. It's funny. Do you get what I mean? We took these gummies. We take one gummy each. They're like the size of like a Starburst, but cut in half. They're not even that thick. We take these gummies, and guys, I can't explain what happened to us. We sat in this little cabin on this lake, and we literally just like was fucked. I could not. It says on the bag, take 1 to 2 for like blah blah blah, and then it says take 8 gummies and the walls will melt. So I thought that means they're not that strong. Do you know what I mean? If you've got to take 8 for them to like, for you to be like absolutely fucked, surely one isn't going to be that strong. And I just thought that would be a little bit like, I don't know, just chill down. No, we literally slept. George went, we couldn't feel our body. I was waving in the bed. I felt like I was a mermaid, my whole body. It was the worst thing ever. I couldn't even speak, but I couldn't sleep. Like me, I'd usually whenever you would be like stoned, you'd think you get that sleepy. I could not sleep. George goes and sits outside waiting for his rods to go off, or just like to just chill outside. Ends up falling asleep on the chair outside, and then next minute I wake up and his receiver, finally, this was like 5 a.m, his receiver's screaming off, meaning that there's a fucking fish on the line, and he hasn't even woke up. And that's not like George, because you can hear the rods from outside and you can also hear the receiver. I'm going, George, and he's jumped up and he's like, I think he actually, did he lose that fish? I think he lost it. I think because he didn't tighten the fucking reel. Oh my God, look at me now and all the thingies. And then he was like, wow, we were literally like dead the whole trip. We were just like zombies. We were like, what the actual hell? Turns out these gummies only had mushrooms in them. We thought we were literally having a little bit of THC. No, guys, these were like hallucination fucking trippy mushrooms. So thank God we never took more than one. That's what it must mean on the back of the packet when it says take 8, imagine. So yeah, this cause that happened, and it kind of fucked our momentum up last time, because I just don't really like edibles. Every single time I've had them, it's wiped me out for days. I just don't know. I think I must have like a slow metabolism, and my body just like slowly burns that gummy off for days. Because honestly, I remember I had these ones years ago with my mate, and we were at the munchies, and it was all good, and it was all good at first. We were eating them hot Cheetos. Sorry, this is gonna probably make people feel a bit sick, but we were eating, like, it was actually with Lydia, and we were eating these hot Cheetos anyway. We fell asleep, and then in the middle of the night I woke up, and I had the worst dry mouth, like I can never explain. I went downstairs to make myself a drink of water, and I just thought, oh my God, I'm going to vomit. I vomited Cheeto dust everywhere, but as I was vomiting in the sink in the kitchen, I pissed myself, because I was like tensing so much in my belly. I had vomit coming out that, and then wee coming out. I was like, ah! It was honestly the worst experience, and we slept for 3 days. We did not move out of that bedroom for 3 days. My mum was going, what's up with yous? Like, this wasn't the time that I spiked my mum with gummies. That was the next time that we done them. And we were like, nothing. And we literally could not move. And then Lydia finally peeled herself out of bed and was like, I need to go home. I was like, bye. I couldn't even walk her to the door to say bye. I was like this, bye. Like, it was horrible. So yeah, Next, if I was ever to return, I'd have to make George like agree that he was going to fucking have something to calm him down. You just don't get what, well, obviously some of you will if you've got an ADHD fella, but George is like, there's obviously different like spectrums of ADHD. George is like the worst, probably highest fucking like there's loads of different versions of ADHD. George is like the angry, hyperactivity, like his brain. I can imagine what his brain sounds like. It's just constantly. My brain is like that, but I feel like I'm a little bit more like chilled than George. George isn't chilled. George can go from 0 to like 100 so quick, and he just gets like dead frustrated with things. If you can't, obviously when you're learning things, it doesn't just happen overnight. You get what I'm saying? George will watch one YouTube video on how to tie a certain fucking knot on his little lines. And if you can't do it first time, he turns around and goes, when we get back, I'm selling all my fishing gear. I say, George, practice makes perfect. Like, what are you being so fucking? He's such a dramatic queen. I do feel like he definitely needs something to calm him down. He won't go on medication, but I do think he definitely needs medicating, honest to God. But anyway, I feel like I've got a bit of undiagnosed ADHD, so maybe that's why we like, maybe at the most frustrating times aren't the best together. But anyway, so he's getting all fucking thingied and I'm just thinking, oh my God. So I basically sleep this whole trip. So the first night he didn't catch, then he's like, oh my God, I've done this wrong. I haven't had this many wraps out. I thought I was fishing 20 wraps out. I was fishing 17 wraps out, which is a lot because he thought he was basically fishing in sill, which is like a weed, I think. So he was basically wasn't fishing the whole time his rods were in the lake. So then, anyway, it's got to the next day, and I'm already getting a bit like agitated. You get what I mean? Because he was just agitated the whole trip, even if he's admitted it. Like usually he's not like that. Like usually he enjoys it. It's like he wasn't enjoying his fishing, because fishing isn't just about catching a fish. When you love fishing, it's about all the other little things, like all the little fiddly things that come with it. It's just enjoyable. He wasn't enjoying none of it. Like he was just like dead agitated the whole time. He had a bit of a really bad moment over that weekend, like with it, like just like in it. I feel like he was just getting wound up, and then we were in the tent. He had a can of Fanta. Listen to this. Oh my God. And he spilt the can of Fanta in the tent. I was sat on my bed with my back to him. I was nowhere near the can of Fanta. And he went, oh my God, Liv, see what you've just made me do. I was watching TikTok on my phone. This is the type of shit that he was doing. He was just blaming me for all of his little mistakes. And I was like, oh my God. So then now I'm getting pissed off. Let me tell you something. So when I've started like vlogging this experience on TikTok, saying that George is doing me head in, I want to come home. You just won't be able to see these comments. But again, I get these hateful little trolls who are men. And I honestly do think that a lot of these men that have given me shit over being a girl do actually swing both ways. And I remember speaking to my friend about this, and she's adamant that there's a lot of straight men that actually are in the closet. And I never used to get it at first, because I would see all TikToks where it's like, where they would talk about this situation, and I'd be like, what do you mean? Now I get it. Now I actually fucking get it, and I can see it. I'm like, no, you're a million percent hiding something. And I'll tell you why, because you know when I'm on TikTok crying because there's a moth in the tent, or when I'm on TikTok like saying, oh, I want to come home, and I'm just being a girl, I get no hate from girls. I only get hate from men saying, are you fucking serious acting like this? Do you want me to act like a man? Like, is that what you're into? Do you get what I mean? Like, when women act like women now, and we're like our dramatic little selves, or we shed a little tear, like, we've got these men like, oh, you shouldn't act like this. Like, I'm not a boy. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not enjoying sitting in a fucking tent for 5 fucking days. I'm not enjoying freezing me nipples off, or I don't know. Well, I wasn't actually cold. Boiling. I mean, I was literally in a sauna on one of the days because it was that heat wave. Oh my God, I couldn't breathe. The dog was panting. I was like, George, I'm going to have to get a taxi home. I think there's something with the dog. I'm swilling the dog with bottles of water. It was fine. Like, don't get me wrong. But I just panic if Buddy even makes the slightest noise, because I'm just a stressed out when it comes to the dog, because I love him so much. This episode is sponsored by I'm So Pretty Official. And I have new hair in a new colour that I wanted to show you out of the head. This basically is my colour. My last pair of extensions were like more of a brighter blonde. As you know, that I'm actually growing my natural colour out. So this is a custom mix, and it is mixed blonde and a bit of the brunette. It also has a root on, so it completely blends in my hair. This, oh my god, it is absolutely beautiful in. It is 18-inch, and it is a Brazilian weft, and it is 100 grams of hair. And like I said, it is a custom mix of colours. So make sure you use a messaging to get your colour match either online or go into store. And honestly guys, this is the best hair I've ever used, and it is so much more well suited to my colour. You can also use my code Livvy10 to get some money off. And this is also a reminder for any salon owners out there, if you want your customers to be as happy as I am with their hair extensions, make sure you go and set up a trade account, and you will be able to get exclusive offers, exclusive discounts, and you will be giving your customers the best hair on the market. So back to the fishing, okay? So now we're on the second night, okay? Let me tell you how this is all going to intertwine with why I feel like some men just don't want women to be women these days. If you don't know, I literally got a size 4 barbed hook stuck in my finger. Let me tell you the story about this. So George has got like this round fishing chair, and in the sides of the fishing chair is like little like netted pockets. And anyway, I've been sat on the chair, and little did I know that there was like a lead in the side pocket and a hook was sticking out the net. Didn't know that was there. Either did George, because apparently it was from a past trip. He said, I never put that there this trip. So that had been there the whole fucking time. So I'm sat there, it's just starting to go dark. We just ordered food, we ordered pizzas, and the man, George, had to drive up to go meet the man at the main gate, like out the fishery kind of thing. Who was dropping the pizzas off. So I'm sat there on my own, but George has left his rods with me. He's like, if the rods go off, he's trying to tell me, he's genuinely trusting me that if them rods go off, that I'm going to catch a fucking fish. I was just going, yeah. I fucking knew the rods wasn't going to go off. It had been like 48 hours at this point. So he's gone and got the pizzas, and I'm sat there, my phone, this must have been like 3 minutes after George left, my phone had just died. But the man on the phone to George before he left said, I'm 5 minutes away. It would have took George about 5 minutes to get to that thingy, and he, like, you know, just so we left a little bit like early. So George is gone, I'm sat there, my phone has just died. Now I'm thinking the power bank's in the bivvy, but I'm like, even though I knew the rods weren't going to go off, I just thought it's my luck that these rods are going to go off and I can't even get hold of George. So I've stood up to go and get the power bank. Now, I had me Miami top on. Honestly, I just think Miami's got beef with me hands. Like, I just think it's a fucking weird thing that I lost my ring at Miami, and then I got a hook stuck in me finger, in my other middle finger. So you stole me Cartier ring off this middle finger, and then you just poked a hole in this one. Like, what the fuck? So I've stood up, and I had this Miami top on, and the hook was like slightly through the top. So then I've stood up, and because my tops came up a little bit and like pulled, I thought, what the fuck? Didn't realise, and I brushed me top down, and as I brushed me top down, the hook just went boom straight into my finger. So now I'm stood up, and I knew what it was before I even looked at it. I just went, like, I felt it go right in. It was actually the vile feeling ever. So I'm stood up. I've dropped my phone because of the pain, and I can't move. I could not move from the chair, otherwise I'm going to have to pull my finger off, do you know what I mean? Or take the chair with me, but I can't just pick the chair up. It's a big chair. So I've had to just like slowly sit back down and keep my hand like glued to like because this is jammed in the pocket of the chair. So I can't even it's not like the hook's just in my finger and I'm mobile. I'm stuck with, I'm with the chair. So I can't ring George and tell him that I'm hooked because my phone's dead. And he's waiting at the main gate for this pizza guy. The pizza guy wasn't 5 minutes. He was like fucking 10 minutes. So George has been waiting there. I'm crying my eyes out, but he's just sat there looking at me. I'm literally distraught thinking, what the actual hell am I going to do? Like, it was so painful when it first went in, and I was actually in pain. My finger was actually like fucking at a heartbeat. And I was like, oh my God, I thought he'll be on his way back now, surely. He'll be here in a minute. 20 minutes goes by, and next minute George comes walking around the corner going, Liv. And I thought, that's weird, I never heard his van. So I've gone, George, I'm hooked. He's come running thinking I've meant I've caught a fish. And he's gone, what? And I went, no, not the fucking rod's me. I've got a hook. It's jammed in my finger. He's got all these pizzas. And he's like, oh my God, what the fuck? He was like, I'm so sorry. Basically, when he's come back in to get onto our lake, the bailiffs had like locked the gate off and like shut the gate. So after a certain time, you can't leave. And obviously you can't come in. So George has had to jump in sliders and shorts over a barbed wire gate and post the pizzas underneath them and like swing off this fucking pole around them to get into the fishery. But he was trying to ring me at first to see if I could come and open the gate. But obviously my phone was dead. So that's why it took him so long. So I've been stuck to this chair for 20 minutes on my own with no phone. I did manage to reach my vape. Honestly, I don't know what I would have done without that. I was like this, crying my eyes out vaping. Honest to God, it was a bad time. So then he's gone, come here. He was actually like, oh, so concerned, bless him. And he was like, let me pull it out. I was like, there's no way I'm going to pull it. He was like, that's a barbed hook. I was like, you're not pulling that out. You're not going to fucking pull it out, but I'll try and pull it out. So I've literally yanking. I'm pulling this hook as hard as I can. It is not budging. Like, it's literally not coming out. And when I say I was pulling it, I had a baby wipe in my hand on the hook and I was pulling my finger. It was not budging. So I'm sat, but then George got his scissors and like cut round the pocket of the chair so I could actually move my hands. So now I've just got a hook, a little bit of net off the chair and a little bit of cotton off my t-shirt, because obviously he had to cut my t-shirt as well, because I was like connected to my t-shirt and the chair. So I was like, my finger was like sandwiched in between each one. It was horrible. So I've literally got like fucking decorations on this hook, and he's like, but I can move my hand now, thank God. So I'm ringing my brother, crying my eyes out because my brother fishes as well. I was like, what shall I do? And my dad wouldn't have been awake, otherwise I would have rang him. And he was like, is it a barbed hook? And I was like, yeah. He was like, you're going to have to go to the hospital, you know? And I was like, what? He was like, the only other option that you've got is to push the tip of the hook back through your finger. So that means that I have 2 holes in my finger, cut the barb off and then pull the hook out. I was like, no, right, we're going to A&E. So George has had to ring. We obviously can't get out to his van. He's had to leave his van behind the gate. So we've had to ring like an emergency fucking like security line for the lakes. This bailiff, no, it wasn't even a bailiff that answered. It was just a man. He was like, okay, I'm going to try and get someone to you now, because we were like, we're going to have to go to the hospital. My girlfriend's got a hook in her finger. And he was like, I'll send someone to you now. I'll ring you and let you know like what's going on. So I've just said to George, you might as well eat your pizza, because God knows how long these are going to be. So George is eating his pizza, and next minute a number rings his phone, and it's like, it's the bailiff. He was like, where are you? He was like, we'll be there now. Like, we didn't even know that they'd sent anyone. They said that they were going to ring us. And he was like, well, if it was an emergency, you'd be at the gate, wouldn't you? And started giving George shit. So George going, who are you speaking to, mate? Who are you talking to? I'm arguing with this man. I'm thinking, fuck's sake, last thing I need now is George to fucking start fighting. We'll both need to go to the hospital. And then he's like, it was actually proper cheeky, the man. He was like, because George said, who were you talking to? He was like, you know what, I'll just lock the gate now and just leave you in there. So George is like, come on, go, ragged his rods out the lake, walked up and been like, to this absolute fucking Jew, said, who were you talking? Like, they've started, and then the man's like, kind of been like, oh, no, I'm sorry, because he's seen me hook. And he was like, oh, go. He was like, well, as soon as you're on your way back, doesn't matter what time, just ring me, I'll come back and open and let you in. So we've gone to the hospital. I'm on TikTok and I've showed everyone. Bear in mind, I showed you the clip on my TikTok. I showed the clip when it first happened, when I was crying. But no other videos I shed a tear, even when they were yanking it out my finger and cutting my finger open. I would never shed a tear. I have got a good pain tolerance. The reason I was crying at the beginning is because I was just like stressed out because I was left on my own, and I didn't know what to do, honestly. But yeah, so we've got the hospital and we've gone to A&E, and honestly, I wish I stayed that distraught, but because the hospital was half an hour away, I kind of calmed down a little bit, because then I was waiting for 4 hours. I wish I went in there like erratic and was like, oh my God, I want to faint. I don't know, so they see me a little bit quicker. So I'm sat there in the waiting room in A&E in the middle of fucking Oxfordshire with a hook hanging out my finger. I've got the dog with me. They never actually said nothing about the dog. I thought they were going to make George go and obviously wait in the van. I can't leave the dog on the fishing lake in the tent. He would have just got out. Which he ends up doing. That's another story which I'll get into. So yeah, I've been updating you on TikTok. Obviously, I'm updating the girlies, whatever, showing you all what happens when you try and support your fucking fella's hobbies. And then I finally get seen too. I show you. So they brought a gas and air canister in. I never asked for it. So they like do that because they obviously knew. Plus, it had been there for a few hours because it was so kind of like set. And they were like, right, this is what we're going to do. He was like, I'm going to put general anesthetic in your finger. So they put 2 little needles there at the top of my finger. He was like, is your finger numb? And I was, from what I could feel, yeah. I thought, yeah, it's numb, because all the top of my finger was numb. And then he was like, right, okay. So then he starts getting this little fucking thing slicer and slicing my finger. And then I can feel everything. But I'm on the gas and air, so I'm just going, ooh, ooh, into the gas and air. And he's pulling, and I can feel it. After like 5 minutes of him trying to get the hook out my finger, I said, stop. I said, you're going to have to stop. He was like, can you still feel it? I was like, yeah. He was like, you should have said 5 minutes ago. So then he put more needles in closer to the cut, and I completely numbed my finger. But he went and got another doctor. This doctor came in and just literally pushed it in a little bit and just pushed it down and pulled it out. I had to have an x-ray and everything to see how close it was to the bone. Thank God it wasn't in the bone. But where it went in is like right on the crease of like my finger, where my finger bends. He did say it was going to scar, but honestly, I feel like I've got scars all over my body, and each one fucking tells a different traumatic story. It's not as bad as the smiley face on my arse cheek from my BBL though, so at least that's a plus. But yeah, so then it's after 4 hours, it's finally out. And then anyway, yeah, I updated them on TikTok, and then the comments I was getting off men, let me show you my reviewed comment section. Oh my God, I was fuming, because I thought I handled it dead well, like, which I did. I literally did. I know some of my mates, if that happens to my mates, they literally would have fainted as soon as it went in, just from the sight of having that jammed in the fingers, and they would have had full-blown panic attacks. Like, trust me, I handled that very well. But let me tell you, this is so weird to me. So, someone commented, and it's a man, of course, I'm so sorry, but you're a grown woman crying over a barbed fishing hook stuck in your finger. No wonder me nan can't get seen with time wasted like this. Can you fucking cope that? He's putting the fucking NHS's fucking state on me. What did you actually want me to do in that situation? It was a barbed hook. If I would have ragged it out, the thingy could have like pulled something out. Plus, I didn't know whereabouts it was in my finger. I'm not affecting the ligaments in my finger or the nerves in my finger just to save a trip to A&E. That is what it's there for. It's an emergency fucking service. Do you know what I'm saying? And plus, I waited 4 hours. If some other lad came in with a dog bite, and obviously he was seen first because he was in more of a serious condition than what I was quite chill. And I just thought, like, what the fuck? And, like, I just find it so weird that men, like, do you know, like, I don't know, do you not want to, like, when you see a woman cry, what happened to the days? It's like, oh, you're all right, like, you're, fucking hell. If my dad would have watched that video of another girl, he would have been like, fucking hell, that I've done that, like, a little, because my dad was like, everyone's done it, not that deep, but it does hurt. Even my brother was saying it. Like, these are normal people who were like, oh, but, like, they felt sorry. Do you get what I'm saying? Even George's mates were texting saying, Jesus Christ, lad, that's going to fucking hurt getting that out. I hope she's all right. But then certain men are like, why are you crying? Can women not be women these days? What the actual fuck is wrong with you? What are you going to do when you have a wife and your wife is getting upset, or she's having, like, I don't know, she's on a period, she's having a bit of a mood swing, and I don't know, she feels a bit like shit? Are you going to say, all right, buckle up and train her like she's fucking going to war? Like, Jesus Christ, let her have a moment. You men need to really let us women be feminine, because realistically, it's looking like you just want us to be fucking mannered, which is fine, but if that's your type, clearly. But I just find it fucking weird. And then someone else commented, grow up. Men were telling me to grow up. Someone else commented, get a grip. Just giving me shit, basically, saying that I'm, like, being dramatic. Are you messing? I wasn't even crying. I cried when it first happened, like any other girl would. I'm 23. Like, what? I'm just a baby, Jesus Christ. And then, this is the funniest one, and what I want to talk about as well. So, if that's my assumption on all these men that just try and make women, like, act like wrestlers instead of actually just, like, being little cute fairies that we are, who, like, cry every now and then, and do you know what I mean? Just be normal fucking women with emotions. That's my opinion on it. I'm not gonna lie, that is. And, like, when I've got weird people in my comments like, get a grip, when I've literally got a fucking hook sticking out my finger, and you can clearly see in the x-ray how actual deep it was in. But then there's this one person, it's the same person, I know it is, but whenever I come online and, like, you can see on my videos that me and George are getting under each other's skin, we had been trapped in a tent together for 5 days. 5 days. Bear in mind, he's took some time off work. He's his own boss. He can do what he pleases because he really wants to get into his fishing. And to be honest, he has worked. He's never off work unless we go on all day. He works so hard. So he deserves to have some time off. Anyway, so that means that the little fucking daytime from, like, 7 a.m. till like 4 that I usually get on my own in the days, I like isn't been there for the past few weeks before this trip anyway. So I'm more, before we left, like I said, we were already bickering, we were already starting to get under each other's skin. Can I just say, I want to show you online that, but the amount of girls that were commenting like, oh my God, I'm so glad it's not just me. Sometimes we do have woman rage. Sometimes we do bicker in a relationship. Sometimes your fella is like, makes you want to fucking pull your hair out. That doesn't mean you don't love him and you don't respect him and you don't appreciate him. I'm not going to come online and just pray, like, as much as I love him, he is fucking annoying, and he'd say the same thing about me. But like, you all just like constantly want to be showing this picture perfect like relationship and all this stuff, and then when something like drastic happens, you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Do you know what I mean? Because you all fall for all the stupidness. Social media is literally bullshit. And then when I try and show you like the tiniest little bit of realisticness when it comes to relationships or anything, these are the type of comments again. Love the way you always degrade your man on here. You might think you don't because you mask it as a joke, but all you've done on here to your fella is make him seem less of a man to us. It's such a shame. And then they've called me like fat at the end of that comment, which didn't go through obviously. Bear in mind, I'm obviously not going to fucking come online when George is having his moments and show you all of, like, that's, do you get what I'm saying? But when I'm having my moment, I'll show you, it's my page. I want to show you every little bit of my personality because that's what people like me for. That doesn't mean I'm degrading George. I'm sorry, but if you scroll down on my TikTok or you go on my Instagram or you go on anywhere, you can clearly see how much love I have for this man. All I ever do is fucking talk goodness about him, make them cute little TikToks. And then... But then just all just forget about that when I show you that not all the time are we cute and little lovebirds. You know what I mean? It's fucking weird. But another time that they commented, they were like, it was over the kettle. This is the same person, I know it is. But remember when he scratched me, he took me brand new Smeg kettle to work and scratched me kettle. And me being a girl was upset about that because I'd spent my fucking money on a nice, expensive, few £100 kettle. And he just thought that he'd take it to work with him. In his fucking work van with all on the floor, just tossed on the floor while they all sit there with their feet all over me, kettle, dusty fucking work boots. No, of course I'm going to be distraught. You get what I mean? And when I come on that and I was like, oh, you've done me head in, or whatever, people, the same person, it's only one individual, the same comment was like, oh my God, you've just made him look like a knobhead. Listen, shut the fuck up. You see a snippet of my relationship, you don't see the rest. Like I said, I'm not going to come on and show you when he's having his little fucking red flag moments. But to be honest, it's just normal life. Like anyone who's in a relationship, who's been in a long-term relationship, has been with him a few years now, when he is, and he does have a little bit of back chat. I just, like I said, it's a 60-second clip. You can't take me having a little attitude. Yeah, I do have an attitude. Sometimes you've got to have an attitude with these men. Because, if I didn't, oh, mate, they'd walk all over you. If you didn't actually, like, have that little bit about you where you'd be like, no, don't speak to me like that. Or when they speak to you like that, speak to them just like that. Just like the same back. Like, I would treat someone how they treat me. He was being, I love him so much, but he was being a little bitch that whole trip because he was frustrated and he was angry and I was just biting my tongue. On the last day when I filmed these videos that I posted on TikTok, obviously, I was fucking overstimulated. I was agitated. But I just think it's weird that you show a little bit of normality online and you get these fucking creeps. So, yeah, that is my fishing trip. I did survive. I am on antibiotics for my finger. And, yeah, me and George are fine. Like, fuck me. All the girls get it. Like, all the girls comment saying, I'm so glad that it's not just like us. This happens in relationships all the time, especially if you live with your partner, especially if you've been with your partner a long time. Like I just said, it's not like I've just fucking got with him. And yeah, sometimes he gets mouthy and I get mouthy. He always gets mouthy. But that's another thing about these stupid ass men. Yeah, when a man gets mouthy, it's like overlooked. But when a woman gets mouthy, it's like, oh my God, you are horrible to your fella. Like, go and have that same energy with men and stay out of my business. I just have beef with men because you're all in me TikTok comment sections giving me shit like, go and do something with your life, honestly, stay away from me. But guys, that is my fishing palaver. That is me assumption on men not wanting women to actually act like women, and also how like social media just train people to see like normal life as bad now. Like, oh my God, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. Before online and before all this shit on TikTok and cute videos and aesthetic pictures and all the cute stuff that comes with being in a relationship was a thing, like, fucking hell, calling me fella a rat because he's munching some food down me. It's not that deep. Me and George just have banter like that. Like, I know me limits, he doesn't know his, but yeah, that's him. I probably will go fishing with him again because I do love spending time with him, and we actually, because usually he is so busy, that's why I usually like fishing. I think that's maybe why this trip was a bit different, because he's been off work for a few weeks before the fishing trip. And then we went the fishing trip. We were already getting on top of each other a bit, because like usually I have my little time in the day to get on top of things, to clean around, and like, whereas now he's just like, he goes to the gym and then he's just sat there in front of me all day, and it's just like on his game, and we're just getting a bit wound up by each other's presence. Do you get what I mean? So it's healthy to have them like breaks while you're in work and shit like that, and we hadn't been having them. So usually when we go fishing, because he's always working and he's dead tired when he gets back from work, I feel like I love it and enjoy it a little bit more, because it's like actually quality time together. Do you know what I mean? But that was just not there that time. But that is the fishing story that you've all been waiting for. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you next Sunday with a very special guest. And we will also be doing some dilemmas at the end of each episode going forward from now. So make sure you email us all your dilemmas. I need them in depth. I need some, story times. And we're going to start I don't know, giving you advice, because we do get emails and we want to intertwine them with each episode that feels like the, match the vibe of whatever we've been speaking about on that episode. So make sure you send them in, and I will see you next week. Love you guys. Bye.
Tea time with Livvy.